Hello, my name is EERIE, and I was the lead writer and artist on a WebToon Original series called Console Her, which I already told the whole story about that in a different video, so I'll link to that. Today, I'm here for the nice little digestible chunks that are tip videos. Disclaimer, you can take however long you want to make a comic. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to work to a deadline. All the advice and everything I'm talking about is if you want to have a really strict deadline like I had when I worked with WebToon Originals. The first mistake I made was that I did not consider how every single choice that I made was going to extend the time that it took to make any given panel. So every single character design element, the fact I ever had tattoos, piercings, all the little nitty-gritty details on the characters, just completely ballooned the time. This also includes all of the color adjustment layers that I went in and manually added, and all of the little design flares that I added. Each of those little decisions added up. I did the math quickly. It worked out that if I took 10 minutes a panel, it would end up being about 8.5 hours, but most of the panels took me 1 to 2 hours. I don't want to do the math, it scares me. My advice would be keep your character designs simple, achievable to draw, really just need to communicate the bare minimum. Think of it like a TV show. Unless you have 3D models, then good luck to you. I don't know. You're better than me, I guess. Mistake number 2 is that I drew a lot of backgrounds by hand, which included tracing over sim screenshots. So I would build the houses and then rotate the camera around, but I would still have to stylize and draw them all by hand, or I would take 3D models and do the same thing. I very rarely straight up used any 3D model. I always redrew over the top to make it match the style of my comic. And I would also manually hand draw with a ruler tool my own backgrounds. And that is all fantastic artistically. However, it added a lot of time to the back end because I would be drawing a bunch of backgrounds that realistically didn't need to be there. Because, this is my advice segment of my mistake, you can get away with a lot less backgrounds than you think, and you can get away with just making 3D models look good. If I could do it again, I would just get a really nice model from Akizone 3D, and I would just use that out of the box. Maybe a little bit of color to it, do a gradient or something, but for the timeline that I was on, and the expectation, and the amount of panels, hand drawing every background set me up to fail, because if I changed it halfway through, it'd be really obvious, and it was just a real time sink, and it was really difficult. And I did learn how to draw backgrounds, but I did lose my job. My third mistake was not listening to the minimum requirement, because I treated that like minimum, I should try and aim above that. No! Minimum is minimum. Do the minimum. It's okay to add a panel or two for pacing's sake, but I would do updates that were like 150 panels. Some crazy number of panels. All I had to do was 50. I was overperforming, and I was burning myself out, and I really could have split up updates, and I could have paced it better rather than trying to strive for an amount that was unrealistic. So I believe the way I would fix that in future is I would storyboard out a lot more of the comic before I start actually drawing it, and make sure that I understand how to pace an episode to meet the minimum that I set for myself, as opposed to being flippant about the minimum and acting like, oh, I could just draw extra panels, who cares? I care. Me time get ruined by you no care. The fourth mistake that I made is gonna be kind of harsh sounding, and I really hope you know what I mean, but not every panel is equal. But let me explain. Some panels are there to function. They're there to transition a shot. It's a shoe on the street. It's a hand by the door. It's some incidental side shot of a character's profile that's so small that no one's going to really look at it because they're scrolling past it at 0.01 seconds per thumb swipe. So please be mindful, I would recommend, of which shots you actually put the time and the effort and the care into, because it's really, really nice to want to give them equal treatment and act like they're all exactly the same amount of importance. But generally with comics, a good rule of thumb is a bigger panel is going to have a reader lingering on it more. Especially character shots or faces, or really cool intricate battle shots even. But at the same time, people just read really fast, and if you spend 5, 6, 7, 8 hours on one shot, it's just gonna result in you not being able to make comics as quickly as you would like. And it sounds mean, but some of them just need to be ugly. Let some panels be ugly. The fifth thing I failed at was being mindful of all the other little bits and pieces that go with making a comic. And I don't mean marketing or social media or peripheral assets or marketing assets or any of that extra external of the comic stuff. I mean graphic design in the comic, flyers, band flyers, t-shirt designs, tattoos, bedroom designs, anything that was to do with the graphical elements or generally planning out the visuals of the universe, like a game logo. There's all kinds of stuff. I could honestly sit here listing things. I would find myself making an episode and being like, oh shit, I have to make 20 website UIs. I have to make a texting UI. I have to make a phone UI. I have to make all kinds of UIs. It's there's so many things you got to end up making that you can't even think that you need. But it's worth trying to plan it out before you even start, being mindful that you have to design wait staff, background characters, co-workers, parents, all kinds of characters that just kind of come up. This is to say, make character sheets, make proper VizDev documents. My idea of VizDev before I made this comic was drawing my characters just goofing around, like just drawing my main cast and being like, yep, I did it. I did make little paper dolls to design outfits on. That was kind of useful, but there were so many more graphical elements that I completely missed, and I really think that it would have amped up the comic if I had planned out better what assets I would need so that I could have spent my pre-viz dev time actually helping future EERIE. And my bonus tip at the end here is that I did not look for help, by which I mean because my workflow was so hectic and hard to follow, and there were so many steps that weren't necessary, and there were so many extra little flares that I did, I couldn't hire assistants. I didn't have the budget necessarily, and the thought of having to educate people on my process was really difficult, and I just really wish that I'd thought more about the steps that I could have offloaded if possible. I only say this, and this is why this is a bonus tip, because not everyone obviously has access to tools or people or employable funds or whatever you want to call it. I speak on this at the end as a bonus element because as a WebToon Originals creator, again, I had the income from the comic, which if I used that, because I would have to use that to pay people to help, but at least it would have alleviated some of my stress, and maybe I would have finished the comic when I originally ran it. So to summarize, make sure you have realistic expectations for the art style that you choose and keep it as simple as you possibly can. Try to do some kind of background that is easy for you to do, and don't feel like you have to have a full rendered background every single shot. Make sure that you understand the pace that you've set yourself with regards to the deadline that you expect. If it's like 1 page a week or 1 page a month, just make sure that that is realistic and you're working within that and you're not adding stuff that inflates it. Make sure that you prioritize the correct panels and you don't spend too much time overthinking or overworking panels that ultimately don't really have a lot of impact on the comic itself. And make sure that you do enough planning, but not so much planning that you never actually start. So character sheets, theory craft, some outfits, some background characters, some graphic design elements. But again, know yourself and don't feel like you have to do it all at once and don't have to have every single element worked out. Just the things you think you might need. And if it's possible, or if you have friends, or if you have the money, I guess, always think of maybe hiring someone to help you with the parts that you struggle with. Like, I would have benefited from someone who could do line art. I hate line art, truthfully. Check out my other videos on webcomics if you want to hear more of my insights on that, if you've enjoyed listening to me rant. And also, remember that you'll always be relevant to me.